So superheroes have a major problem. By definition, a superhero is a normal fictional hero who has extraordinary powers. And I'm 100% sure everyone watching this video at some point wanted to have superpowers, whether it be to shoot lasers or to have super strength, but they are insanely flawed. And that's because they have a secret identity. Almost every hero is shown to have a functional life outside of heroism, and that's straight up impossible. I'm not sure about you guys, but maintaining a normal life is very challenging. When keeping relationships together, to figuring out your future, to figuring out your purpose in life is pretty difficult. All that paired with just basic necessities like cooking, cleaning, washing should be borderline impossible if you're doing it by yourself. Not to mention the mental strain being a hero must have on the psyche. And you might be thinking that most heroes have superhuman abilities, so that would apply to their mental health as well. But I don't think so, especially since most heroes are just regular human beings that took up the mantle. Looking at this article made by the AFBA, approximately 23% of soldiers who fought in wars have PTSD. And since soldiers are the closest thing we have to real-life superheroes, considering their training and lifestyle, I'd say for a typical hero fighting crime and sometimes intergalactic war, this would definitely leave some form of psychological scar on their psyche, which would cause major problems in their life. Most unrealistic depiction of a superhero, in my opinion, is Spider-Man. Spider-Man works a part-time job, is a grade A student, and has a girlfriend, all while saving the city every day. And he does this while getting enough sleep to function properly throughout the day. Now, Spider-Man's life is nowhere close to perfect, but considering all that he goes through on a daily, he should probably be insane. I'd really like to know what a day in the life of Peter Parker looks like, because I'm here struggling to maintain a basic platonic relationship and balance in my work life, and I don't even have a girlfriend. Can you imagine getting jumped by the Sinister Six and MJ calls you because she's on her period and can't find her hair clip? Bro, I'd just crash out. Case of Spider-Man, he has enhanced abilities, so I'd assume that he doesn't need as much sleep as a regular human being does. He would still need some sleep to let his brain process the information and to also let his body heal from all the brutal pain that he goes through on a daily. Not to mention, Peter is just like 16. When he's in college, I'm assuming he's around 18 thereabout, but he's still pretty young. I don't even think his mind is fully mature and developed to be handling these type of pressure, and he's doing it all while not going clinically insane. Now, let's try and break down his schedule. We all have 24 hours within a day. For a normal hero that doesn't have super speed, I'd assume that they only fight crime during the evenings, so the bulk of the day is spent doing mundane tasks. The average person wakes around 7 a.m. and gets their day started around 8 or 8:30 in the morning. If they're a student, they'd spend roughly 8 hours at school, considering they have extracurricular activities, homework, studying, and other little stuff, putting us now at 4:30 p.m. If they're a working class person, they'd spend 8 to 10 hours at work, putting us at 8:30. That leaves us with a lot of time, but considering that they're trying to stop organized crime in their city, I'm assuming that a tremendous amount of time would be invested into data collection and investigation. I have no idea how to quantify how much time that would take. I'm assuming that that would take a lot of time, so I'm gonna say roughly 5 hours. And the rest of the night, I assume they'd spend fighting crime, like petty thefts, robbery, so on and so forth. Maybe I didn't calculate it properly, but did you realize that nowhere in my schedule I left time for friends and family? Given that you'd be investing your entire being into fighting crime, you'd by default get more distant from your friends and family, and a regular day-to-day life would maybe seem less of a priority to you, especially if you have powers akin to Superman. Hearing all the crime and violence every second of the day, paired with the overwhelming sense of responsibility from the powers you possess, would maybe drive you insane, not allowing you to sleep at nights from the guilt, because you'd be feeling like you're letting people die by trying to maintain a normal life, which is kind of selfish if you look at it. And even if you look at it from a practical perspective, it's a lot more efficient if you just focus 100% on trying to stop crime instead of trying to maintain a facade. Batman is another example of a hero who makes no sense. Bro has a thriving multi-billion-dollar company running and also makes appearances throughout the day and at parties. Not to mention, some iterations of Batman do almost everything by himself, such as making his suit, investigation, and the actual crime fighting, all while being a regular human being. The most realistic version of Batman I've seen is the Matt Reeves version of Batman. The persona of Bruce Wayne is in shambles. He's no billion-dollar playboy that is all over the media. Instead, he has an unhealthy sleep schedule and he looks like Dog Dookie almost every time we see him on screen. He spends almost every hour investigating the larger crime aspect, and he doesn't really spend a lot of time on petty crime. Of course, he does it in between his investigation, but the bulk of his focus is trying to stop the bigger thing that's happening in the Gotham. The Netflix Daredevil is also a very good example of why the secret identity trope is stupid. In this series, Daredevil was trying to maintain his life as a lawyer and also as a friend and also as a lover and also as Daredevil. And that was very difficult. It broke Matt numerous times because he was fighting The Hand and also Wilson Fisk. And those are big corporations, and he really had to devote himself into this. It reached a point where he wanted to get rid of the Matt Murdock persona and just fully immerse himself into Daredevil. He wanted to become a ghost because he realized that trying to maintain a normal life and also trying to be Daredevil is borderline impossible, and he's also putting the people that he loves in danger. Now, obviously, the storytellers can write a story in a way that makes it seem feasible, but I'm looking at this from a very personal and practical standpoint. Life is hard, man. So just imagine doing all that we do on a daily and trying to stop crime. Like, it doesn't make sense, but I'm very interested in hearing your guys' thoughts, so let me know down in the comments, and if you like this and want to see more videos, please click that subscribe button.